Whoops. Now you can hear us.
Hi, now we're here.
Yeah, now we're all right. Well, let's just redo it. You know, we'll be back next Monday, guys.
Guys, it was a great
It
show.
was a great show.
Thank
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for joining, guys. Love you. Tabasco. You the man.
Hey,
Amateur hour? Yes, 100%.
Nightbot might be ready by next week.
Noob hour.
Yeah, hey guys.
Are we like amateur-ish, or are we like noobish?
To be
Like,
fair,
it seems like noob.
To be fair, it's because everything with my Go XLR kind of gets messed up when I get stuff ready for work in the morning. So that's on me. I should have checked. That's on me.
You run everything
But it's
through
working.
work through the same setup. Like you run
No,
your
so,
mic and stuff on calls.
So no, they sent me this little nifty little thing. It's like a computer. It's like a PC in a little tiny
Is
brick.
that a,
So basically,
is it a docking station?
yeah. So basically, I have my laptop, and then I'll take my 2 display ports here. Obviously, hook them up to my big beautiful monitors that I have that aren't actually supposed to be for work, but they are until we go back into the office.
Yeah, Sam, that's a good solution.
Okay.
Get rid of your Go XLR.
Yeah, okay.
I'm typing my address to you right now.
Ah, got it. Yeah,
All right,
no,
gotcha.
totally. Weird. Yeah.
Actually, you send it to Basco. Basco needs it. He's got a much better rig that can handle it, and I don't need it yet.
Anyways. Tradesies. Tradesies.
What are you gonna give in return?
Just an Xbox One. If it was an X or a Series X, then maybe. I mean, I called Tim something. I don't feel like you did, Bird. Look, nobody's getting my XLR, okay? Calm down.
Did the MLB the show servers get fixed, Basco?
Go to the night tonight.
Put it at night.
Tradesies?
Tracy's.
That could be arranged.
Word.
Could be. Yes. No. Anyways, welcome everybody. Look, we already are starting off on the wrong foot. Not only were we late because fucking Tabasco doesn't know how to keep up with his schedule. It
was actually my fault. I was actually talking to Sam, like we were in a conversation, so it was my fault.
Grown-ass 40-year-old men getting mad in Call of Duty accusing our team of cheating. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Didn't your team lose?
Tangent, this isn't a tangent.
Oh, you're
yet.
talking
It
about
started.
like you and Bird. Got it.
Yeah, how can this be a tangent? We're just starting up the show. Like, it's not like like we're not on a topic yet. We're just kind of like all over the place. So is
This
the
is
opening
true.
of the show a tangent? Like, is that a natural tangent?
Is that just a natural tangent?
So we're automatically at 1 every single day.
Fuck. Anyways, hey guys. Welcome. As per usual. You know. But okay, all right. You know what? I gotta stop reading chat because they're just gonna keep distracting me.
They're already
Anyways,
feisty.
yeah, they're
I like
feisty
it.
already
They're
tonight.
feisty.
Like,
See, they took in. I like it because they took
We're
in
8
that
minutes
energy from
in.
the end of show last week, and now
Yeah.
they're just right on
they're
cue.
just feeding off of it tonight.
Right on cue.
We're feisty because we can't get pussy. Crush. I feel like that's a whole different topic. I feel like that's a whole different thing. Look, we need to talk about your personal sex life, at a later date. That's not, it's not really, that's not in here or there right now. That wasn't on the list of topics tonight, but we can talk about it if you really want to.
Oh, we can have her on one night, and we can
Yeah, we can talk about the lack of sex in the Crush household if that's what you would like. I mean, according to the 40-year-old men, did this become? I mean, it definitely can.
We can sit down and have.
I'm really regretting the fact that I just said what I said because I know Crush and she's not gonna hold back, and I'm afraid of what she's gonna say. So I apologize if it's not PG-13 in chat. Anyways, There you go. Tangent. Now we're up to 1. So here we are.
Yeah, I'm not counting that as a tangent.
Because we're like nowhere close to, I guess, I don't know. We're nowhere close to topics right now. Haven't even been able to finish an introduction.
Yeah, you talked about like how our weeks have been. Like
Yeah, man, look, my week has been great.
Like
Thanks for asking, jackasses.
How's your week
Fuck.
been, Sam?
It's good, man. It's good.
Nice.
I actually had an oddly good Monday today. Like, I took it easy at work. Wasn't like too crazy. I mean, I had a lot of work to do, but it wasn't like the last couple of weeks. It's been like overwhelming. Like, oh my God, I'm drowning in the amount of work I have to do. But today I was super busy, but it was a manageable super busy. So imagine taking it easy at work. I know, Bobby, couldn't be you, huh? But yeah, so it's good. It was a good week. Had a good weekend. Just kind of relaxed. Had a good date night Saturday night with the lady. Had some good dinner Saturday night. It was a very good restaurant. But other than that, yeah, good week so far, man.
Where'd you guys go?
So
like
there's
just cuisine. What was it?
Man, I guess they are technically a steakhouse.
Okay.
But they really, dude, they have this amazing side dish, called green chili mac and cheese.
Oh my God, you sold me on mac and
Bro,
cheese.
dude, it's like possibly one of the top 10 dishes I've ever had in my entire life.
How much of a kick does it have with the chilies in there?
Not much at all, actually. Not much at all. I think it's just, I think it's more just like the taste than anything. Honestly, those places look like they cost you $45. I think they did. I mean, it was close to 150. I think total for the two of us. No. I actually didn't. So I've had like everything. So there's only one steak that I'll get there, and I had this steak. One of my first times ever come to Austin. My parents took me to this steak, to this restaurant, and actually no, it wasn't my parents. It was my friend's parents that took us, and they were like, "Look, get whatever you want. Don't care how much it costs. We know this place is pricey. We're on vacation. We're all having a good time." Mm-hmm. The steak was $100 steak, and I actually didn't even order it for myself. Somebody else ordered it, and they were like, "I don't want this," and I was like, "Shit, I'll trade. I don't care."
Worth it.
Best steak I've. I think I remember. I think it was my first ever Instagram post.
Okay. And
the title of that Instagram post read, "I now dub the boner steak." Because if there's anything that ever came close to the experience of sex, food-wise, it's that steak. So it's incredible. Like $100 steak, literally wasn't a fillet, right? But had that fillet tenderness to where it just melted in your mouth. So that's the only steak I'll actually get there. I've never tried their burger until this weekend, because it's like, it's a nice restaurant. Why would I get a burger? But it's literally one of the only things I haven't tried on their menu. And I was like, fuck it. Let's try their burger. And of course, it's probably the best burger I've ever had in my entire life. So
as long as it's worth what you pay for, like, that's my thing. Like, if you're gonna go and make that investment in a good dinner, it's gonna better be worth.
I think it really was
money that you shell out for it. I know in Tampa there was a place called Burns, and that's they have like this freaking ancient wine cellar and stuff. But
it was. Look, it's right here. It was my very first ever Instagram post back in 2013 is when I joined Instagram. And what does that say right there? It says, "I officially call this the boner steak."
You got a boner knife there?
Yeah, $100 just for that fucking steak. Didn't include the sides or anything. So, but yeah, that was like the best experience I've ever had, and ever since then, like, it's one of my go-to restaurants here in Austin. Definitely. And the funny thing is, like, Austin's got so much good food. It's just like, it probably doesn't even begin to like eclipse, the amount of good places to eat there are here. But it's definitely one of my go-tos.
I've been to Del Frisco in Philadelphia. Their steaks are very, very good. Del
Nice.
Frisco's very good.
Yeah, I think I've heard of Del Frisco's in Fort Worth. Holy expensive food, yeah. But I mean, those are obviously you pay for what you get at those places. There was, I think, the Bellagio Hotel when we went to Vegas for a buddy's bachelor party. We went and ate at their like super expensive restaurant there, and I think everybody ended up paying like almost $150 a piece. And it was like 5-course meal, like just these amazing stuff that you only see on the Food Channel, like just to fucking die for type shit, you know, like absolutely incredible. So. But yeah, so it was a good weekend. Definitely a good chill weekend. Obviously Sunday I streamed Hellblade, which completely blown away by that game, by the way. Absolutely blown away. Beautifully, just talk about a storyline that'll just completely, you know, capture you in the moment and everything. It was incredible. Had a fun time with it. But yeah, other than that, it was a good week, man. It's a good week. How about you?
Just another week in the books, honestly.
I see the beard's finally starting to grow back.
Yeah, I'm taking it back in. I'm trying a couple different
let's see what you can do with it.
You'll see. Everybody gave me like some inspiration to try to be different with it, and now I'm like, ooh. So I've been like researching and looking up different facial hairstyles. So from time to time you will see it change here. But yeah, other than that, man, it's been pretty much the norm for me. This past week, you know, a lot of streams, just doing Destiny things. We had the Guardian game start up, and we had to represent our team Hunters very
of course.
well. So we're keeping the banner up high and telling everybody else to go,
mainly those Titan bitches
in a nice fashion. So been doing a lot of stuff with that. Doing some like some nightfall runs and stuff like that, messing around with like things, because I finally got to the ability to start Grandmaster. So I've been like trying different loadouts for like tactics and stuff if I want to do those. So
yeah,
other than that, we had a fun night playing Rocket League the other night. That was fun. And then I played with Aaron, Tora, Suffer. Who else was there?
Oh, I saw that. How was that game?
First Class Trouble. It's actually a really nice, like, fun game, man. It's
like change of pace.
It's Among Us and Phasmophobia, like kind of like morphed into. It's like an adult version of Among Us. With it, you got to do tasks and stuff like that. The cool thing is the proximity check, because it really messes with you because you're trying to talk to somebody and you hear other people in the background. You're trying to, there was this one time with Tora, we were trying to, like, on the second level, the first level is hard to take somebody out on. Second level, from what I've seen, a little bit, you start to get more opportunities because it spreads out more. So I was like, hey, let's go into this corner and try to bait somebody back here with us so we can take them out, and then nobody would know, like, what happened or something like that. Like, we were trying to figure it out how to do it. But it's fun. A little graphic with the way you eliminate people, as far as some, so you have to just make sure your viewers are, you give like a viewer discretion thing, because it is a little bit, aggressive with some of the ways that they do things with it. But again, it was a breath of fresh air based off of Among Us, and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Makes you think a little bit more, in my mind.
Right. Yeah. No, I saw a couple of the clips you posted, and it looked hella fun. So I'm interested to see.
It's $15 on Steam. It's worth every penny. Runs smooth.
Yeah.
The integration, like for me, the integration, because I saw when people were playing Phas that they were having issues with their proximity mic and stuff, but I had everything run through this. It recognized it. I have to change it every time I log in, but it recognized it immediately, and it was good. You just have to find the balance with everybody else. Like, am I too loud? And I turn it down a little bit. But other than that, it was because you can drown others out real easily. Like, if your mic, even if the person's not right there next to you. So
right.
But yeah, it was a fun game to play. I liked it.
Definitely
look forward to doing it some more. For the price that it was, the way it ran, and the graphics and stuff, definitely. I mean,
definitely worth it.
It's already started to pay for itself.
Right.
Honestly.
It's good. Nice. Yeah, it's always good to get something different. Different going for sure. Yeah. So well, that being said, chat, how's your week? I don't give a fuck.
You guys calm down real quick. Was it like one of those initial bursts and you guys got
you
it all out
guys
of your
like,
system?
yeah, it's like kid on Christmas morning type thing.
Just
Like you're super excited at first, and then
you're asleep now. Like y'all are like sleeping in there.
You don't feel, you're just done now.
Yeah,
All that that sugar rush,
yeah,
just
that sugar rush
gone.
got to you. Crash and burn.
Yep,
Chat.
crash and burn. What do you want to talk about first here, man?
Well, let's talk Falcon and Winter Soldier first.
Okay.
Spoilers if you haven't seen the season and series finale.
Go
Whatever.
fuck yourself.
They're talking about another season, but we'll
Sorry.
get to how it's not actually going to be a second season of that show. Whoops, already spoiled something for you. But yeah, if you haven't watched, then get the hell out.
Yeah.
Or just deal with it.
For that. Yeah.
First takes.
No, is I thought it was good. I thought the last episode, I felt like they tried to rush it a little bit for sure. But I feel like they did good. I wasn't disappointed at all. I don't think, contrary to other people's belief, crush. They did. They seem to rush the Winter Soldier part of it a little bit more, but again, I think that's what the next season's going to be for. I think this season made sense to concentrate mainly on Sam's story because we had to figure out how Sam became Captain America. Like, I think that's just how it is. I know a lot of people didn't think they were gonna have another season, but there was no doubt in my mind that they were gonna have another season. I just don't think I don't think you can have that dynamic duo and not come back with a second story. So I feel like that may be, and I could be completely wrong. I think if they don't concentrate more on Winter Soldier in the next season, then then I have a problem with the way they ran this season. But but as of right now, I'm okay with them mainly purely kind of concentrating on Sam's story, especially at the end, because that's what it had to be about. I mean, you had to figure out, you had to know how and what went into him finally saying yes to picking up the shield. Like, that's just how it was written. And I think that's fine as long as the next season gives us what we need with the Winter Soldier story. I'm completely okay. Like, I agree with Crush and Bobby. Then don't call it. Well, I mean, they are. I mean, like, but again, as long as they can make up for it next season, then I'm okay with it, because then you can still have it called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because it's still heavily based on both of them. You just got more story from Sam, I think, this season, because it was focused on him finally saying yes to picking up the shield, and I'm okay with that as long as they, like I said, as long as they can come back next season and make up for it and have a lot more towards the Winter Soldier's like side of it, then I'm okay with it. But if they don't, then that's when I'll start. Then I'll kind of be like, well, then was that first season really written the way it should have been written, type thing, And the other thing is, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they only had 6 episodes. I mean, even
in the pandemic.
The pandemic. Like, even for hour-long episodes, 6 episodes isn't enough to give you a fucking story like that. So yeah, I mean, I agree in the sense that everything kind of felt rushed. But again, I'm okay with the more concentrated on Sam's part right now, because I feel like the next season and if we have more seasons after that, have more potential for the Winter Soldier story. But I get what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I know exactly where you're coming from. I just think they can make up for it. But if they don't, then that's when we actually have issues. So,
what do you want them to do with the Winter Soldier story? Like, how do because I did see inklings of them trying to, incorporate. He was trying to mend, and come to grips with meeting with people and all that. What do you want to see out of them you know, now that Sam's arc is kind of, you know, expanded and gone with that, and again, the way they did it and handled it, I thought it was very tactful and very, like, it was very well done. Like, I mean, literally
Yeah.
the emotions through that last episode was just up, down. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, kick everybody's ass, and then I was crying like 2 minutes later because of just like seeing freaking Isaac sitting there, like, and his reaction to things, and it's just like, my God, that hit my feel button freaking
yeah. And I think
hard.
and again, I think that's what this season had to be about. I think it was more, I think we've had like, and my thought around it is it's kind of like a Batman Robin situation, right? Like in Winter Soldier being his Robin as
for right now,
which is what he ended up becoming a little bit for, you know, Steve
Cap.
for for Rogers when he was Cap still. I mean, like Winter Soldier is just kind of, you know, and I get it. Like I get what you're saying, but the more impactful, we've gotten so much from the Winter Soldier already. I mean, he's already been the main villain in a movie. He was the main concentrate around Civil War. You know, his backstory and stuff is already, you know, has already been laid with the foundation. What have we've never gotten anything like this from Falcon. So I do feel like it was more necessary for them to push Sam's agenda and his story in this first season than it was Winter Soldier.
And in context with everything in the world too that's been going on, like it definitely helped merit with that as well.
Which,
but again, the Winter Soldier's sequence can like his story as well, because you're dealing with somebody that was brainwashed, had mental health issues in a sense, and how he was coping with that. But what would you want to see them do to, if you were to directing like this next season, if they have one, what would you do to expand and get his story out there more? What would you want to see?
But that's the thing, and I mean that's the thing. Like we already have a majority of his story out there. Like what more do we need from him? Like honestly, what more do we need from his little backstory? Like we know how he became Winter Soldier. We have like we have what happened with him and the Starks. Like we have all that already. So what more do you need from him? I mean, obviously they're taking it, they see it going in, we see it going in a certain direction. But you know, it's just in what direction they can take that and which way they can write the story. Because I mean, yeah, I guess we've gotten his backstory, but a lot of what we've gotten has been just, you know, Winter Soldier Bucky. So it's got to be, I think the next step you take, obviously, which is what I think a lot of what they let into in the final episode specifically was, who is Bucky outside of brainwashed, you know, Winter Soldier Bucky, you know, which is where I think they were getting at in that last episode. Like you saw him come to the realization at some points in that last episode of shit that, you know, like, okay, like it's like like that feeling of doing good, right? Like he even said it there in that last episode, like this is what it feels like when you do this type thing. Like, so he's getting used to being the good guy.
That's
so
the
I
first
think
time he ever like saved people.
Right. So
we have seen,
right.
We know,
but that's where I think that's where you lead into next. So like like I think we're officially past that point of you know, being like Bucky just being Winter Soldier, or you know, the brainwashed Winter Soldier, and now he can be like whoever he wants to be type. Like you can see the transition that he's going through. So I think that's what I think that's what that next season becomes about. Like him becoming more than just the brainwashed, you know, assassin that he used to be. Now he's a good guy. Now he's a hero. Now he's an actual Avenger type storyline like that. I think that's what they need to go to.
I think, you know, also too, when you got to look at, like, we've seen what he was. We've seen him all the way back in, not as a Winter Soldier, obviously, but we've known Bucky since the first Avenger with Captain America movie. I mean, this series, there were multiple times that I think when you look at it, he was tempted. Like people were trying to manipulate to see if he was actually fixed. Like, or to
Right.
see
Yeah.
Zemo tried it.
Well, that was, yeah, and I
The
think that
girl
was
tried it.
yeah, and that
I
was a
think
massive
that
part.
they didn't focus on it like, oh, hey, look, people are trying to screw with him, but it was underlying things. I think more so with his, there were underlying things that were going on. You know, the whole trying to make amends with everything, the
Right.
therapy things, like it kind of correlated to him. Like they didn't want to go heavy intensive on like it's just him because again, you know, you're trying to introduce a new Captain America, which you know, again, should they have named it just the Falcon? But I don't know. I think they complimented his character well. Did they focus on him enough? No, obviously. But I mean, you have two huge characters in there. How do you do that in 6 episodes?
Well, and it's not even that. I don't think that I know everybody is hearing that it's only going to be 1 season, but I don't see it. Like there's no way.
There's a lot of word out there that it's not.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way you can do it because now what? That's it? Like Sam's Cap and that's it?
Well, no, they already have a movie planned and stuff like that too. So
okay, but what about? I mean, what about Bucky's character? Like,
well, that's what we want to know.
I mean, again, there's no way you can have those two impactful of characters in a TV show and only make 1 season out of it, especially 1 season and 6 episodes. Like that's just, again, I think the first season had to be mainly about Sam's storyline because it's important of who takes over that role as Captain America. And that's what they had to focus on right now. So it may not be what everybody wanted, but I think that is the more important part of that story for right now. And the way that the MCU has gone was how does Sam does he actually become Cap, and how does he actually become Cap? Like when is that moment that he says, okay, it's time for me to pick up the shield because obviously nobody else can do it type thing, or nobody else is going to do it. And I mean, that's
do it right.
Right. Yeah. Like, again, I would have loved to see a lot more out of Bucky and the Winter Soldier as well. But it's just kind of that it's that thing right now. Like, I think we're just at that period where, again, I don't think this is a 1 season series. I think the next series or movie or whatever will get a lot more out of Bucky and what he is after being just what we've seen as brainwashed assassin Winter Soldier Bucky. Like obviously they're getting there. That's what they led into with that final episode. Like we saw a lot in that final episode, right? We saw a lot of easy ways to take it into either whatever movie follows this season or the next season.
You have Zemo. He's controlling things inside his prison because I mean his how about that scene? Dude's just sitting there like dude.
Right.
And then you have Sharon Carter, who they reveal as the power broker. Did she ever say she was the power broker? I mean, they led up to it like it is, but I still don't believe that's actually her. I think it's something else that's impersonating her. Just a theory. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just interesting. I saw a couple like thoughts on it that she could actually be a Skrull. Now, I know we saw that in WandaVision, but what if they're setting something up to show that the Skrulls are, they have sex, and you have like this one group that's trying to get power, and then this other group that's trying to help, superheroes out. Like, so what is actually going on? We're going to get another Captain Marvel, right? So
at some point, yes,
they're going to be tied together somehow, probably more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, again, look, we've dealt with MCU before. Anything's possible. So
can we just talk about real quick to just what they did with Isaac's character as far as like his Isaiah Bradley, right? That was
why am I blanking on that?
I know that's why it's Isaiah Bradley, the super soldier, the guy.
Okay, what about him?
Yes, right. No, just
what they do. I mean, he's an actual character.
I mean, his acting though, like, oh no, just like that emotional tie that they have now, and then what Sam did for him at the end of that, like to
I think it was important. I mean,
pay
just I mean
honor
for
to him.
yeah, I mean for I think for it was nice because I think I think Crush has mentioned it before how a lot of people didn't agree with Captain Marvel and the way that Brie Larson kind of pushed her agenda of kind of hating men with the women's the women's rights movement and including a lot of that stuff in Captain Marvel. And I think this was a more appropriate way to approach that, right? His memoriam that he kind of gave to Isaiah and what he kind of did
For him, yeah.
but it wasn't like it wasn't a full movie, it wasn't even a full episode. The agenda was there and it was set up from the beginning, but they did it right. They said, hey, we're gonna have this one 5-minute, not 5-minute, but like 10-15 minute spat, and it's gonna be very well done, and it's gonna be one of the most meaningful parts of the entire series. I mean, the whole time they pushed back on the fact that obviously nobody would ever allow a black Captain America, which I think was also a big deal. But I don't remember, and I mean, Crush might be able to tell me, I don't remember if that was actually how the comic books went. Like, I don't remember if it was a big deal for Falcon becoming Captain America because he was a black man. I don't remember.
I think there is, from things that I've seen. I think there
right.
was,
so
like,
it's
there
not
was definitely, or he knew that people weren't accepting him, like Sam.
right.
Like in his dialogue at the end when he's talking to all those higher ups and stuff like that. Like he sat there and said, like, I know every time I put this on or carry this that people aren't going to be accepting of it. And I think it's
that whole speech at the end,
too, which was freaking beautiful. What a contrast to see what Walker's character was with power hungry, like just crazy, like.
Right.
I think they rushed his character at certain points too.
Oh, 100%. Again, there was a lot of the show. Like, I'm not saying that none of it was rushed, but again, it was definitely rushed. I feel like 6 episodes wasn't enough for them to go through all of these brand new characters. There just wasn't enough to do it. In my
set
mind.
Up now for the future, then we'll see. Listen, it's Marvel, so I'm not sitting there saying they mess it. Like they see, the thing of it is that they want us to think that they could already be thinking freaking 3 seasons ahead.
I mean,
and
yeah,
have it,
all mapped out.
And right, like we've seen it before. I have to trust that they know what the hell they're doing and they don't mess anything up, and they're giving everybody their due diligence. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a blast with it. It's great. I'm mad that I can't watch anything this Friday until next week Bad Batch comes out.
Finally, yes.
And
awesome.
We'll have something else to talk about.
Yes,
by the way.
I am so fucking ready for that. Oh my god.
Anything else? There's no tangents with that.
No tangents with that.
Do you want to?
I'm good. I'm yeah, we can talk Mortal Kombat with that.
Just as long, I don't want to get on tangents. I want to try to keep our tangent count to 0.
Yeah. Let's just keep it rolling.
I think me and you have some disagreeing opinions on this.
Yes, Mortal Kombat.
Not a lot.
It was a great movie. It was a great movie.
It was good. I'm not going to give it great status.
It was great.
What?
It was exactly.
The fights were phenomenal. The fights were phenomenal.
Which is all it needed to be.
I felt there was too many.
See, and that's exactly. But that's your problem. That's not what Mortal Kombat is, man. Mortal Kombat is blood, gore, and fighting. That's all it is. Like, who needs the fact that they gave us as much as they gave us is what made it a great movie.
I can see your point with that. I don't know. I thought,
like, story wise, like, as much as with what they gave us is what makes it a great movie. Because I would have been okay if they literally from fucking second 1 till the last second of a 2.5 hour long movie was just nonstop fighting. Like, I would have been okay with that. If nobody said a word except for Scorpion says get over here, and somebody says finish him every once in a while. Would have been okay with that.
I think they needed to. I think they needed to just with the acting. I liked it. It was fine with the fights, but it was almost like they pushed it too hard. Like it wasn't flowing naturally.
Show me a martial arts movie that has phenomenal acting in it, and I'll show you a fake martial arts movie.
Okay. Well, no, I'm just saying. I don't know. I guess I was expecting something a little bit different than what I've seen in the past with Mortal Kombat movies. Like, I guess
I was okay with it. Again, I was okay with it. It was traditional. It was a martial arts movie, and I absolutely loved it. I don't think I've ever gone into a Bruce Lee movie going, "Hey, I wonder what this story is going to be like."
But see, I still felt like even with Bruce Lee movies, there was like something like that. I don't know if it's just me. Like, it's just
no. I get what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I 100% get why people felt that. I think maybe, especially with the trailer, since it really showed only it made it seem like, oh, we're gonna actually get a story out of Mortal Kombat. Like, that's what the trailer made it seem like. So I get that, and I get that expectation, but I never once thought like, hey, we're gonna get a big ass origin story. Like this is gonna be MCU number 2. Never thought that. Like,
do you think they rushed some parts of it? Like some sequences where they were like, just okay, they were here.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like the fights that happened were great, but yes, definitely there were some parts that were like, did that really need to happen, or could have we just kind of sidestepped that and moved on to something completely different type thing? Like, so
I think one of the parts that I can remember the most with that was when Shang attacks the compound the second time, I think it is, and then Raiden saves him and takes him to that like void realm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, I can put anybody anywhere and do anything. And the next thing you know, Jax is walking on a bridge and dude's getting teleported. Like, he's like, I want this dude, and he's here. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is that, I took it as was that, hey, we're going to go and I'm going to send you and you're going to surprise them. You're just going to like, I'm going to drop you in and you're going to kick the shit out of them.
Right.
Like, well, here's Jax sitting there just like, yo, and then dude's just lightning bolt just comes in. Like, okay, like that was just a weird, like, that little segment, right? And then the fights made me quickly forget about that, because that's when the fights really started to get good with it. But I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it's out of all the Mortal Kombat movies I've seen, I think it's probably the best one that I have seen.
I mean, it's updated. It's we have more special effects than we did back in the 90s when the first 2 came out. Like, I mean, it's much.
Sub-Zero freaking Scorpion fight was phenomenal.
It was I mean, I wanted it to be more, honestly, but I mean, it was exactly what everybody probably, I mean, when you think about Mortal Kombat, you think Sub-Zero, you think Scorpion. Doesn't matter who you are. That's just what you think.
They left it open-ended at the end, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
Another one.
Yeah.
Where do you think they go with it now?
Who cares?
You just want to see blood and guts and gore.
Yep, that's all I care about. It's Mortal Kombat, bro.
Some of the fatalities,
they were sick, dude. I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad that this became a thing. Like, because you didn't get a lot of I don't think you got anything like that in the 90s movies. I don't think they had anything like that.
So.
Yeah,
I have to remember, I do not really think so that they had it that like, I mean, there was some in there that it was like,
I was like jaw to the ground, like, oh my god.
Which one did you think was the most?
Oh my god. Oh no. I forgot which one now. Fuck. I'm trying to think.
Can I guess it? Can I guess which one?
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
Your favorite?
Yeah.
It was the. And I'm not a Mortal Kombat.
I just can't I can't think of all of them now.
The bird girl.
Oh yes, yes.
The hat in. And
oh my god, it was beautiful, dude.
Right? Okay.
Dude, he fucking nice. He rode on her back and I was just like, oh my god, like. Dude, that one was great. I did like the one with what's his face, the main character in this movie, when he was battling Four-Armed Guy. Dude, I I literally I'm blanking on everything right now. Like this is terrible.
Guru,
Yeah, something like that.
and
Oh my god, like when I did like that one too, and he like ripped his freaking arms off and then like stabbed him like, oh yeah, it was great. Like I thought, again, all of them that were like actual finishers that they showed, absolutely incredible, dude. It was great. So definitely a fun movie. Like I said,
it's a good
not
movie to watch.
Yeah, it's not like it's not the greatest movie ever, but it's exactly what I wanted it to be. It was fantastic. When the fighting started and the fucking fatalities started, I was sold. I was in. Like, give me more.
It started off pretty much from the beginning that they were like showing.
Oh, that beginning scene was not like I don't. No. The actual beginning scene, like back in the day with Scorpion and Sub-Zero before they were Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That wasn't Mortal Kombat to me. That was one of the most beautiful fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. Like that's something you see in like and that's what I think they did such a good job with. Like that is something that you see in like an actual like samurai type movie, right? And that's what they tried to do with it, and that's why it was so beautiful. Like it was, oh man, that one felt good to me. Like right off the bat, felt fantastic.
I love the contrast between that fight, which was beautiful. I mean, we've talked multiple times about like I know your love for that age, and you have a Chinese warrior, a Japanese warrior, and stuff like that. But dog's fart.
No, I'm just you don't say.
Okay, but the way they did that fight, beautiful. I wish that got extended a little bit longer. I know they couldn't do it, but then to kind of see that contrast with that fight versus their final fight, to see how they have evolved over time and stuff like that with the powers that they have, just really well, really well done with that. I really loved that part of the movie. That's when I was like, wow, that little thing that they had, and you knew it was happening. You knew you were going to see him, obviously, because by the time it came to, you're like, well, I saw Scorpion in the trailer and he hasn't shown up yet, so where the hell is he?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you knew he was there. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting a little bit more in a certain fashion. Again, I'm not like sitting heartbroken and pissed off and everything else like that. Like, it was a good movie. Like I enjoyed watching it on Friday. I
thought that was good. Like, I definitely would have wasted money to go to the theater to go see it for sure.
Correct. I have to go see Demon Slayer this week because supposedly that one's
apparently
really
it's
good.
Phenomenal. I still haven't seen the remastered version of Akira, which I really need to see. Okay, so there's that. Mortal Kombat. Now, we do CDL now, or you want to do CDL now? Do we want to talk?
I mean, we can hit on the UFC fight real quick. Like, what did you? I
didn't watch it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Break his leg?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have probably not watched UFC since like Ronda Rousey was a thing.
Oh,
because I don't think it's been good since then.
Supposedly this weekend was very good. I do not
know. Which I was excited about. Like, I was excited to actually hear people say that this weekend was exciting because I think like the Ronda Rousey era, because it was also obviously a big step for like women in the sport, but it was also the beginning of like the very beginning of McGregor's career. I think that was the last time in my mind that the UFC was actually entertaining, because you had Ronda Rousey, who was just dominating the women's division, and then you had McGregor doing what McGregor was doing at the beginning of his career. Like, it was, that to me was one of the most exciting times in UFC, but I think that was the last time it was truly exciting to me. So it's nice to hear that people are finally starting to kind of get that feel for it again. Because I grew up in the heydays of UFC. I've seen people like Royce Gracie fight. Like, I watched every single Anderson Silva fight because he was absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite fighter ever in UFC. Like, Anderson Silva to me is still possibly the greatest fighter to ever enter the octagon. Like, so I mean, it's just, it doesn't, like, I feel like it didn't have that same type of feeling anymore. like after the Rousey era, the beginning of McGregor's fight. And honestly, it's funny because it was actually McGregor that kind of ruined it for me too, though. Like, I loved the beginning of his career, but once he started doing this whole thing, once the UFC allowed him to start doing this whole like bouncing between divisions thing and doing whatever the fuck he wants just to bring in money to the UFC, it all became just boring to me. No, I'm not gonna watch it, Basket. I don't want to see some guy break his leg. Like, it's not fun to me. Like,
I mean, he straight kicked him his leg.
Yeah, I saw it live.
And then he goes to say, "Oh, you've seen it."
No, I saw Anderson. Yeah, I've seen multiple live. I've seen Anderson Silva did the exact same thing. Like, it's not. I don't understand why everybody thought it was a big deal. It's nothing new.
I mean, it's just.
I saw the guy. What was it? He was either in the NBA or NCAA. I saw that guy.
The Louisville guy.
The Louisville.
And he had the compound.
Yeah, and he had the bumps sticking out of his free. I saw that live. Like, okay, it's a broken leg. I've seen plenty of them. I've seen my own kneecap on the side of my fucking leg. Believe me, I've seen enough.
Trust me, I've seen enough stuff in my heyday, so nothing like that. Like that for me, the night it was happening, they were showing me. I was like sitting there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably this type of fracture. They're probably gonna have to do this.
Yeah, of course,
on what it is and stuff like that. I geek out at stuff like that, guys. It doesn't make me sick. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if they're gonna put. A plate and pins depends on the fracture line. Like if it was spiraled or if it's oh yeah, I get like freaking super like,
I've literally had my kneecap on the side of my leg, and my coach look at me and look at my kneecap dislocated on the side of my knee, my side of my leg. Like, I'm talking about, this is my kneecap. My kneecap was over here. Okay. And my coach looked at me and said, "Stop fucking around and get back in there." I literally popped my kneecap in and played one more down before it was 4th down, and I haven't played a down of football since then. That was, don't. Oh man.
So that's UFC. I didn't know.
He literally did. My coach told me stop fucking around and get back in there. So he sat there and watched me pop my kneecap back into place and go play another down football.
Trainer at the time. That is the question.
Oh, that dude was fucking worthless. He's the same guy that told me my jersey finger was just a simple break, and then
I remember you telling me that story, and I laughed at it.
And now I can't use this part of my finger because the jackass thought it was just broken.
Because the tendon's not there anymore. You can't function with it.
It's not awesome. There. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, there you go. Tangent number 2 in the night. 1. I don't know. Somebody said we were already at 1. I don't know who to believe anymore. I'm going to count it as 1. Because
I'm officially keeping count. They can go rampant with it, whatever they want to.
Enough.
Like, that's 1 for us. Clean.
Love the tangent. Torn tendon. And similarly, you can't move that part of my finger now either. Yeah, was it from football, Bobby? I guarantee you it was. There's a reason they call it jersey finger. It's usually from trying to tackle someone.
A lot of back in the day, like early, late 80s, 70s, and 80s. You almost have everybody that does the same thing with that. Yeah. People, like, if you didn't get educated enough and call it out, the thing of it is,
this doesn't close anymore.
The thing of it is that you have a very small time window to start getting things like that repaired, because it's very hard once tendons start to kind of retract back down.
Oh yeah,
and their elasticity is not as pliable. Sorry, you're gonna get a
This is tangent number 2, by the way.
2.
Go.
Yes, we're just going there, but it's harder to pull the tendon back out to reinsert it because you need a little extra slack to put the pin into it.
Yeah.
Tangent 2, done and over with.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I said, I can't, this doesn't go any further. There's so much built up cartilage from me breaking this pinky knuckle so many times in football that that actually kind of hurts to push it in like that. Like, let me tell you guys, football's fun. It's once you stop playing that it's no longer fun, because you're
on the verge of going on another tangent. If you want to.
No, I'm done. Yeah. Is Matt here? Like,
Matt is not here. I don't see his name in the users
right,
list.
well, then frick him.
We can do it at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it at the end.
We can clip it and send it to him and say, "Here you go."
There you go, you bitch. Anyways,
Call of Duty.
maybe I should have kept playing. I couldn't, Basky. I needed a full knee replacement at the age of 18. Call of Duty. Yeah, we didn't write down our predictions last weekend, but
Well,
hey, guess what?
You're the one doing the predictions. I'm just sitting here taking notes on it now.
But that's what you're. I'm the one rapid firing my answers. I don't have time to write down.
We got it covered this week, sir. We already planned ahead. It's right here in front of me how we want to do it. But you want to talk London first?
London. Oh, like the London. It was the London. I honestly, I keep losing track of what home series it is because it's all
this past weekend series.
It's all online. Listen, nobody's actually home right now.
That is true.
If only there was some video evidence of what.
Of what?
I have no idea. I don't know what's happening. Anyways,
they're getting feisty again.
Okay. So the one thing I will say from this past weekend, if only there was some. Yeah, I don't have time to go back and look at that shit, dude. That's what my mods are supposed to be for. So the one thing I will say is that Ultra kind of proved that they were for real.
What did we talk about last week with that? Like
they had to. They
had to come out and prove that. Like
they had to come. Like in order for us to think that they were a legit contender, they had to come out and pretend and not pretend. I almost said pretend. They had to come out and show everybody that the major was not a fluke. And I say that because my tweet, I don't know if everybody saw my tweet, but it was amazing. Okay, I was just trying to rhyme and I nailed it. Okay, with did Ultra prove that it wasn't a fluke, or did Dallas really prove that they still need Hook? I mean, it was great. It was great.
Look at you go.
It was great. It was perfect.
That whole Hugh thing, because that kind of dropped after we did our show on Monday. Like it was like afterwards and stuff like that. Like
I think
what the hell are they thinking? But you know,
you have to keep mentioning it. I mentioned it the one time. Why do we keep asking around again?
Was that because we love him?
Oh, okay. All right. If you say so. But yeah, no, 100%. Ultra proved every bit of this weekend that they were not, they weren't messing around during that major, man. They came out and proved it. But also, you know, was it Dallas because of the move? And again, I mean, that's something that we'll have to get more into later once we start to find out more about the situation. But I don't think Hook was benched because of his performance. I really don't. I think there's something deeper to that situation that we may never find out about. But I honestly don't think that, because he has not been the worst player on that team this year. It has not by far. No. So it's just weird to me that they would bench him, and then look at what happened once they bench him. Like, look, I get. Yeah, Illy's been the worst player on their team this year. Yeah, but Illy's been consistently cold. Like, he has not had that many games at all where he's done great this year.
I don't know. Like, there's something suspect.
Yeah, it's weird
right there. That's very odd.
It's weird.
That's very odd to take a player that caliber out. Like, even if spells and something like that, it's very odd. Like, to do that when I don't know. I'm not buying any of it, honestly. No. Like, there's something. No. You know, everybody's like, oh no, it was performance based, this other thing, and they're like, it wasn't anything personal. Like, nobody has a clear freaking thing.
Yeah,
the thing of it is, if you can't come out with a clear freaking statement on it, then it's making me say he done something wrong.
Something happened. Something happened.
Somebody's pissed.
I just don't. I just don't believe it's because he's been quote unquote inconsistent all year. Because, I mean, half the fucking league is inconsistent, but they don't get benched when they're not the worst player on their team. Like, so that's my thing. And then to come out and perform the way that they came out and performed this weekend, like clearly it was a last second move that they weren't like planning on, and you saw what happens when you do that. And like, there's been plenty of teams that have made benches this year, like drops and pickups this year, and they've actually all bettered because of it. Dallas looked worse, obviously, being a top 2 team.
It's interesting because, again, we've seen this with teams before. When they lose somebody or they make a roster change, yes, it takes time to bring in somebody new to pick back up and stuff like that. Like, again, calling for, they need to start integrating some subs in more with like their scrims, which I know they do sometimes, and I don't know how consistent they are with that, but you have to know, like, hey, if somebody's not gonna make it, like if something's gonna happen, because what if there was like a major emergency like the night before your match? Like, you can find somebody to just throw in there, you're probably gonna lose it's hard to do, but it's just, it was just odd timing, and again, okay, so one stage really good, one stage really bad. You do that, you take that consensus over to the whole league, and we'd have roster changes every freaking single week of things. So I'm not buying that his performance sold it. Like, I'm not. There's no. I've seen shit like this before.
Yeah, we all have, 100%.
They're blowing smoke up buttholes that are closed because we've seen it before.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not gonna work.
Especially as Optic fans. I mean, we saw it with the whole Scum versus, Crim thing. Like, there was drama there. Like, Crim didn't need to go, but he went
Bobby,
because
I'll talk to you later about that, Bobby.
He like, Crim left because of the beef that was between Scump and him. Like, that's just that's how it is. And look, now they're good. Like, it's just that type of thing. So it's just, hopefully it's nothing major like that, but who knows. Anyways,
hopefully it's not an emergency, like a family thing, and they're trying to keep it underneath.
Hopefully not that either. Like that. 100%.
I would think they would like come out and
I feel like
stuff like that. Like,
if it was a family thing,
change it, until he can come back and fulfill. But it sounds like it's like a hard, he's gone, and then it's like everybody was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was like, all the pros were.
Night, I remember seeing all the pros going, what the like, it was a general consensus, what just happened? So if pros are reacting like that too, that are playing every day and they're playing against him every day, again, the performance excuse goes down.
It was the same. It was the same thing that, like, it looked like Rambo Ray is smoking something. It was the same excuse that we saw when Methods got benched. Like, Methods didn't have the greatest year, by far not the worst player on that team though, and everybody freaked out when he got dropped. Like, what the fuck is happening? What are you guys thinking? Hex Weedco is, it's sus right now. It's real sus in Dallas right now. We're just throwing that out there. So anyways, Ultra seemed to still have it after the major, and we saw the other thing that we talked about. We saw, could people take advantage of the weaknesses that Ultra showed in FaZe's armor, and we saw FaZe lose again this weekend. So
let me tell you,
is this the downfall
too?
Right. Well, I think if you go back on, look at that VOD, like, I think we talked about I think I literally talked about that when we were going through the predictions. Like, somebody like Clayster would definitely be the one to take advantage of the stuff that Ultra, the kinks that Ultra showed in FaZe's armor. And that's exactly what he did. I think I still had FaZe winning, but I think my exact words were Clayster would be the guy to be able to take advantage of that. And that's exactly what he did. So it's nice.
Were there any surprises
Christmas.
out of this with you as far as like
I don't
games?
have.
I guess the Mutineers being Rocker 3-1 was a little bit of a. I mean, again, but Minnesota looks like they're going kind of in the wrong direction. Along with
Right, they
Atlanta.
had that, and I guess that's something, else to go along with that. That Hook argument, because Minnesota was one of those teams that made the change and they looked like they were headed in the right direction, and now they kind of seem like, are they though? Type thing. So we'll see if they can pick it back up. But
Yeah, because they lost
right
their
now,
match 3-1 against the Mutineers, who lost to Ultra and got 3-0'd.
yeah, I mean, so
Optic, they played well. Thieves winning both of their games 3-2 against Surge and then the Ravens. I guess that's not. I think you kind of said that they'd Windows if they came out, right? If I remember.
Well, I think I actually had Seattle beating them because, like I said, I don't. LA just doesn't look great to me right now. So it's good that they did win, but still, I don't know, man. I just don't know how I feel. I mean, again, they barely beat Seattle, and then they lost one game to London, which, I mean, yes, Optic did too, but Optic also 3-0'd Seattle. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about LA right now. I know the standings have them as a top 5 because of their wins, but I don't. I just really don't. It's just how I feel. Like, literally, my top 5 right now are still FaZe, Dallas, Ultra, what else did I say? New York and Optic. Like, those are my top 5 right now.
Let's see what the standings are, Devin. I honestly, the only matches I watched this weekend were the Optic matches. I didn't watch anything else. Chicago. So you got FaZe, Dallas, Chicago, New York, Toronto. That's your top
100%,
5
Bobby.
right now.
What you said? New York, Chicago,
Atlanta, Dallas, Optic, New York, Toronto. Toronto is in 5th place right now.
Oh, so they actually
Chicago.
So they actually moved up. Because Toronto,
remember we were looking at it last time, it was very tight, and it was like a win-loss thing where Minnesota was ahead of them on something other than points, and then they flip-flop real quick.
So again, like I think that's my top 5 too. I don't have Chicago where they have them, but again, they're basing their rankings on wins. I'm basing mine just off of performance. I have Chicago at number 5 right now. I think Chicago, I think Chicago even still has some more to prove. They have to be able to win those series that they need, that they should be winning. And
they did this weekend, obviously,
right? But can they keep that up? Because
every weekend
we've seen it time and time. We've seen it multiple times this year where they haven't been able to do that. So
you're saying they're basing this off of win-loss?
I thought they were.
Matches won, matches lost.
Is it not?
They're going off of that, here is your top 5's rankings. We're gonna go FaZe 14-3. Obviously, they're still out ahead, but they're starting to show some weakness. You have Dallas 12-8. You have Chicago 12-7. You have New York tied with them at they're 11-7. Toronto 12-9. So all it takes is for you to lose one game and for them to win, and it's flip-flopping back and forth, really. So it's close, right?
See, they have it based on CDL points, but I don't get how they award points, because I think that has to do with maybe what place they finish in majors, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Thieves do have a lot more to prove to people, because they came out, and we've talked about this a couple times and stuff, that they came out they came out of the gate a little bit, and then they fell back real quick off the mark. So I don't know. 10 points per win, and then you get bonus for your placing. Okay, placing out of the weekend, out of that group. What's he doing back there? Look at him. Anybody know what Sam's doing right now, everybody? Majors, got it. Okay, added a majors. So yeah. So that's it. My esteemed host here is...
What happened?
Oh, he's back there doing something. I don't know what he's
doing.
So But yeah, I mean, albeit aside, to me, it's close. With you got a separation now, and they're all bunched up either at the top or towards the bottom a little bit. You have a couple people like in the middle that can start moving a little bit. Minnesota's got to do something here in the next weekend or so. So
again, it's about consistency with Minnesota, and we've seen this. It's the same thing, like, except Minnesota, I feel like, has done a worse job of managing it. Like, obviously, we know the boys with Optic can always find some way to come back, right? Minnesota hasn't been able to do that yet. They've been what Optic has been, just the worst side of it, right? They can't seem to find a way to come back from it when they lose. Optic always seems to find that way. Like, hey, we had a bad day and we had a bad weekend. So how do we come back from that type thing? You know?
Mm-hmm. It's
just,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
To me, it's just one of those things. And again, that's why I have Optic at 5, and that's why I have Subliners a close 4 to them. Like I said, it might be a tie for 4th or 5th place with Optic and Subliners, because they just need to get that consistency down. And
they're both right there in the standings. Like, they're both
right.
Equal. When you watch them play too, you're seeing similar play styles, so you can understand 100%. Like how they are equal with that. Now it's who has the endurance towards the end to keep that going.
I feel like I'm saying Subliners, but you guys are hearing me say it differently. Anyways, that's not important. Yeah, no, I think it's about consistency. Obviously, Ultra hasn't been like the most consistent team all year, but through the past 2 weekends they have been, and one of them being a major.
So let's put it up to chat right now. We have some Call of Duty fans in here, obviously. Right now, who do you think? Let's see top 3 teams. Put it in chat what your top 3 teams are.
No, I'm saying Subliners. You guys need to.
Okay, it's Sublime. Listen, if you say
Subliners,
let me tell you.
I'm just saying it fast. Get over it.
Sublime was a great band, so we don't have any problem. So look, put it in chat. What do you think your top 3 are right now?
Famous?
No, they don't want to talk.
No, they don't want to talk.
Unbelievable. So, but Atlanta, Dallas, and New York.
You have New York at number 3. Interesting. Okay. And I know it's not the right way to judge them, but I have Ultra at 3 because they won the last major, and obviously they came out this weekend and proved that it wasn't all a mistake. Top 3, yeah. That's yep. I feel that way too. Empire had one bad weekend, so I'm not writing them off of top 3 at all yet. They didn't come out and perform well this weekend, but who knows? It's Empire. Empire is on that same level, obviously, with Optic to me, especially with Krim being there. Like, they could easily turn it around.
Mm-hmm. The interesting X factor now is this whole Hugh situation, obviously. Right, but again, so the way I look at it is you have FaZe and Ultra. I mean, Ultra just on the merit of the way they're playing right now. They came out and I mean, hell, what was the score of their games this weekend? Like, for who? I think, did they 3-0 both of those games, or was it a 3-1?
Optic? No, they 3-1.
Ultra 3-0'd.
They 3-0 Florida and 3-0 Dallas.
Dallas. I mean, that's not a statement coming out of a major losers bracket run like that. Like, yeah, I'd have you up there in my rankings too right now. But it's 3-0.
But it was a close 3. The Dallas one? Yeah, the Dallas one was a close 3-0. Like, Dallas.
Okay, you would expect that from that Dallas match. But again, if they're playing Dallas, I expect that to be a 3-2 series.
Right.
Against them.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, yeah, they performed fine the first day, but they also played Paris the first day. It's Paris. Paris and London are still the worst 2 teams in the league in my mind, so you would expect them to perform well no matter what against Paris, but
Paris got absolutely destroyed. London got destroyed.
There's a lot of people who look at Krim's KD and think he should be benched, except he's doing the most Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same situation with somebody like Scump. I mean, a lot of people have been like talking shit about Scump's KD this year, but he's been doing what he needs to do to help the team win. I mean, it's just a lot of people are always going to say that about people like Krim and Scump and Clay and all these guys. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
Scump has underperformed, yes, but
here's
but
the
he's
thing, we've
still
talked about
doing.
it. They're older. They're not. These kids are so much more talented these days. You know, Crim's the same way, but they're leaders. They're figureheads in there, and you have to keep them in there because you go bench them like then you better have somebody freaking even better than Envoy to go into there.
Man's almost. They're all almost 30 now.
They're all almost.
Scump's
like,
almost 30.
Like they're getting up there, and we're starting to see that. We talked about it. Like they're starting to show their age with the game because the game's getting faster and faster. The kids are getting better and better and better at it.
Right.
You know, and that's just the way it is. Look at all the talent in this league right now that you would call your main talent. What age bracket are they in?
Like early 20s to late teens.
It's not your formals. It's not that. They are good at what they do. I think they're finding ways to refine their gameplay now to combat this, which you have seen from time to time. I think they're still struggling with it to come to grips with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it is. It's honestly, it's the veteran treatment. Honestly, I call it the GOAT treatment. I mean, you're talking about all these guys that get that treatment are some of the greatest to ever do it, right? The Karmas, the Scumps, the Crims, the Formals, the Clays, you know, all these guys, as soon as they have a bad day, everybody's ready to write them off. But
and that's just the world we live in.
But when
anymore.
they do, when they do perform,
nobody can handle it. Somebody struggles with
right?
something.
But when they do perform, they're still the GOATs, you know, like they're better than anybody else that's ever done it. So it's just, you know, I don't pay attention to it. I really don't. It's, you know, Crim's doing exactly.
Crim's. I would not want to see a Dallas match against Optic without Krim there. Like
JCap got it. Clay sometimes still gets it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying though. Like it's the guys that built this league and are considered some of the, you know, the greatest players of all time to play Call of Duty Pro. Those are the guys that get it, and it's just what comes with that territory. But yeah, like,
but it's also a shame that they get that because of what they have done to get this to where it is now. Like,
100%.
Like they're gonna have more bad days than good, ladies and gentlemen.
Guess you know who else got that treatment? Tom Brady. Tom Brady had an off season one season, and everybody thought that was, you know, that was it for him.
It's a changing of the guard. We talked about it earlier. I think me and you both kind of talked about it earlier in this year.
Exactly.
It's changing the guard. The guard is changing. If you don't see it, then
100%.
take off the blinders.
100%. Yep. Cool. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So anyways, let's.
You want to do picks for this week?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do it. Paris home, right?
Yeah. Here, I'll. You know what? You should have some music for this next time. Like have like a rapid fire,
like a Jeopardy style music or something.
Like, you know, something like.
Doesn't Jeopardy have like a lightning round music?
DMCA. Jeopardy has a lightning round, isn't it? Daily.
Don't they? Or I don't know. Somebody does.
Just a thought. But hey, listen. So Sam's going to give his weekly CDL picks right now, ladies and gentlemen. And what we're going to do is actually keep track of it this week to see how good Sam actually does week to week.
I feel like I was pretty spot on last week.
Anyway, we're going to start off on Thursday, April 29th, your 3 o'clock kickoff. Your London Royal Ravens coming off of a
New York
home series. Wow, I didn't even get to finish my dialogue. Awesome. Great. We're moving on to Thursday, April 29th, your 4:30 matchup between the LA Thieves and your Atlanta FaZe. Kidoki. Wow. You don't think Thieves are going to give them a run for their money? Excellent. Friday, April 30th, kicking off the weekend, 3 o'clock in the evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're at. Los Angeles Guerrillas, Toronto Ultra.
Oh, Ultra. Sorry.
Were you just holding off there for me? Okay, excellent. Your April 30th 4:30. Wait a minute. Yeah, you're 4:30 on April 30th. Paris Legion versus Minnesota Rucker. Wow, made him stump him on this one.
The way Minnesota's been playing. No, I'm still gonna go Minnesota.
Should put a time limit on these things too. Like
I'm still gonna go Minnesota.
Saturday, May 1st, 3:00 in the afternoon. London Royal Ravens, Atlanta FaZe. I'm just not even gonna wait for your answer on that one. Saturday, May 1st, 4:30. LA Gorillas, Dallas Empire. Dallas. Wow, excellent. Saturday, May 1st, your 6:00 nightcap. Make sure you have a good dinner and drinks in your hand. Seattle Surge and New York Subliners.
May 1st. Ooh, New York. Bro, we're almost in May. Hello?
Yeah, it's last week of April, guys. Sunday, May 2nd, 3:00 in the afternoon. Sam's team, the Paris Legion, versus the Florida Mutineers. Wow.
Florida.
Wow, I was surprised you actually wanted to pick somebody out of that matchup. Sunday, May 2nd, 4:30 p.m. Minnesota Rocker, Toronto Ultra.
Ultra, honestly, I think Ultra is the real deal right now, man, until they prove me otherwise.
You're sticking on the Ultra bandwagon.
I'm sticking on the Ultra bandwagon right now. I am.
Well, we're going to just mark you off for that one. And your final matchup of this weekend, Sunday, May 2nd, at 6:00 in the evening, you have the Thieves of Los Angeles, the former Optic versus the good Optic.
Former Optic? No. I don't want to ever hear you utter that statement ever again. Not even a fake one.
Anyway.
Optic, and I think that'll be a closer series than people think. And I think honestly it possibly can go either way, and not because LA's better, but because LA weirdly plays Optic very well. Because it's Nate and the Thieves anyways. But I'm still gonna give it to Optic.
There's Sam's quick picks for this week's CDL matchups. We have him taking the Subliners over the Ravens, the FaZe over the Thieves, Ultra over the Gorillas, Rocker over the Legion, FaZe over the Ravens, Empire over Gorillas, Subliners over Surge, Mutineers over Legion, Ultra over Rocker, and Chicago over LA Thieves. Ladies and gentlemen.
I think this first weekend was a lot better of a lineup. I don't really see many games that are like maybe questionable this week. Like I said, the only one that might possibly go is Minnesota Ultra. I think that's the only one I really see that could be a question. The only other one, depending what New York we get this week, is maybe the Seattle New York one, but I still think New York ends up getting that. But I think those are really the only two matches that are actually in question. Yeah, Nick, exactly. Yeah, Rocker Ultra might go as far as map 5. We'll see. It depends on what Minnesota. If we get the Minnesota that we got this weekend, then Ultra probably sweeps them. But
okay, you're saved. Your picks are in.
Because I mean, for Minnesota to come out and get 3-1, not that the Mutineers have shown some stuff this year. They've shown their moments, but they're not Minnesota. I've had so much faith in Minnesota all year. This guy does invest in his game, and it's when he invests that I feel like they win. So clearly he's not investing all the time.
I am interested in that Rocker Ultra map again. Like, how much steam can Ultra keep up, or other teams going to start to see how they're playing and adapt to things again? This is all stuff that we've talked about. We've seen now people are starting to catch on to some things FaZe are doing. It's adjustments. It's like this baseball game I'm watching right now. Hell, teams start out. Ardub was talking about it the other day. His Reds started like freaking on a 6-1, I think they were 6-1 or something like that, and now all of a sudden they're like under 500.
The Dallas home series is going to be really good, by the way. I just took a peek at it.
Oh yeah,
my God, we have some matchups on May 6th through the 9th.
I haven't even looked at it. So
My lord, do we have some matchups that weekend? But we'll talk about that obviously next Monday.
ooh,
Yeah, we got some matchups during the Dallas home series, bro. Yeah, that'll be a good weekend. I like that weekend.
for the major.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll definitely get you ready for that major.
Chill.
But yeah, so I think it'll be another, this weekend.
Hey, you never know. Weekend by weekend, man. Changes.
I could get every single game wrong this weekend. Who knows? like who freaking knows, dude? But yeah. So there you go. There you have our predictions, everybody.
Well,
I still don't think Matt's around.
Matt is not around.
I don't feel like he likes us. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hold on. Let me message him real quick.
Anyways,
Because I was talking to him earlier. So.
What else? Baseball. Baseball's the thing, guys. If you care at all about baseball, I hope your team's doing well. My team's doing mediocre at best.
Yeah, Phillies are looking good right now.
Which I know most of you are probably happy about because it's the Astros, but haters gonna hate. It's fine. I'm used to it now. I'm used to it.
Yep. I mean,
it's like 4 years ago, but whatever. Oh man. And then did you hear I thought it was funny. And this can be yeah, but Nick, isn't your team the Yankees? So who cares? I'm just kidding. Yeah, the Yankees have been a big surprise story this year for sure. But also there's a little bit of controversy in the Padres-Dodgers series from the other night. Did you see that?
Looking at signs.
Yeah, about Bauer being upset, of course, and claiming that Tatis was looking at signs without any actual proof. Like, there's no proof that I've seen so far that he's looking.
They're saying he's putting it in the batter's box, or is it on second? Is he really?
No, they're saying that he's looking back at signs while he's at the plate. Exactly, Verge. They're saying
FYI, it happens all the time.
Yes, but it's an unwritten rule, Verge.
Well,
it's an unwritten
beat him.
It's an unwritten
baseball players
rule.
are getting soft as well. Everybody's getting soft, because I'll never forget a catcher coming out one time and sitting there. I'll never forget our catcher coming out one time and being like, he's looking at our signs, and guess what happened to that dude the next time he got up the bat? He took one right in the rib cage.
But even that, man, it's just like, dude. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I love baseball and I love the history behind baseball. I was raised on baseball. I wanted to play baseball for a long time, but I'm over the unwritten rules shit, dude. Everybody gets so butthurt about, because not only was he butthurt about that, but then he got butthurt about Tatis firing back at Bauer for the preseason game that Bauer pitched with one eye closed and struck in had a phenomenal game. And so Tatis was, when he hit that homer off of Bauer the other night, was running around the bases doing this to Bauer.
No, the thing with it is with the unwritten rules is that everybody bitches about them, but nobody does anything about it.
Exactly.
It's untaken care, and it's the thing with social media and media in general. All they want to do is go on here and bitch and cry about things without actually just sitting there and saying, you know what? We might not. Let's see what the situation is. If we're up a lot, then we freaking, slide hard into him. This, that, the other thing.
GA unwritten rules, exactly.
I'm not surprised it hasn't been GA'd already.
So, since we're on this tangent, yes, this will be up as another tangent. Does this go back? And I'm not saying, and I'll never say that what the Astros did was okay, but does this kind of go back to that? No. Because because when you look at it, there was no rule against what the Astros did. It was just a unwritten rule at the time.
No.
There was no actual MLB. No, and again, I'm not saying I do not agree.
The difference with a dude sitting there in the batter's box going like this, getting set and kind of like sitting there, or if he's walking up, because again, when the catcher starts his signs, that batter still may be getting set in his stance, so he may be actually looking down right at you.
Right.
You know what? You want to bitch and moan as a catcher, then maybe you should do a better job of hiding your freaking signs.
This is true.
You know?
No, and I literally just wanted your take on it. I do not agree with what the Astros did at all. Even as an Astros fan, it was cheating, but at the same time,
like it's
no, Nick, if you go back and look at it, it wasn't a rule until halfway through the 2018 season, which is when they stopped.
But again, it was the whole premise that they
I get it. Again, I'm not.
They were using technology. They were using it outside of that normal. Like, hey, I'm at second base. Hey, we figured out that when he does one inside and throws down a 2 or 3 afterwards, it's going to be a changeup and it's inside, and that's where they would sit there and. I mean, guys would literally sit there and they'd get up and they just tug on their pants. So if it was like, if they tugged on the side of his pant, like the guy on second tugged on his pant, right pant leg, it was going to be inside and a third pitch. If you grabbed his shirt,
people have been stealing signs for fucking ever in baseball. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So no, I literally, like, again, I think I 100% agree that the Astros cheated. I 100% agree that it was a detriment to baseball in the game that baseball is. I just, I was curious because, it's along the same lines in my eyes.
I just don't like
it. Just doesn't
play the damn game.
Play the damn game. Like, who cares? Because I mean, look at them. They made the series again in what, 2019? I mean, they got swept in the series, but they still made it without any type of fucking cheating. So clearly you guys could do it without that. Now, granted, you had Garrett Cole, that was absolutely the best pitcher in baseball at the time that led you there, but your bats were still there, so you proved that you could do it without cheating. So why do it in the first place? Why ruin baseball? Why ruin your name because of that shit? Anyways,
Boss Man has not replied back. Do you want to just?
We can just go ahead. Look, guys, we have a little bit of announcements. As you guys know that me and Verge are both part of Aspire Gaming, we have decided to move forward with a little bit of change. Look, this is still going to be my show. This is still going to be Verge's show. We just decided to make this an all-in-one podcast. So now it will be the mashup brought to you by Aspire Gaming. And that's that's going to entail a lot of stuff, man. We have a lot of ideas, and that's the big point here, right? I didn't feel like we could do everything that we were capable of doing with just me and Verge's name here. And I felt like with Aspire being behind us, that's going to take us kind of to those new heights, right? I just think it opens up a lot more doors for us. I think me and Verge have done a fantastic job with it. I think just it's going to open up a lot more. I've got so many ideas. Matt's got so many ideas. Like I said, it's still my show. It's still the mashup. It's just, you've got Aspire tied to it now. You have all the wonderful people at Aspire, that we can bring in at any given moment, to be part of it. The best way to think about it is, we took some notes from what 100 Thieves has done with their podcast, and the entire team behind it, and all the fun that they've had, and that's kind of the same direction we want to go with. So me and Verge talked about it, and we kind of agreed that it was the right way to go, that it was probably the best opportunity for us. And the major thing is Matt is in agreement that it's still run mainly by me and Verge. Matt, again, he's gonna have his opinions. I'm gonna tell him to fuck off with his opinions, but no, he's not here to defend himself. I won't talk shit about him. God, anyways, but yes, no, we just felt it was, here we go. Let's have fun with it. Let's grow the podcast this much more. And let's see where this ride takes us, man, cuz like I said, me and Verge both have a lot of ideas. Matt has a lot of ideas to bring to the table, so we might as well combine everything and see where this ride takes us. So we're excited.
Yeehaw.
And we're excited that you guys are going to be along with us. And yeah, as always, we appreciate you guys. So there you have it. That's the big announcement for tonight. Thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Good, because I didn't want to have to fire you.
So that's why I said I loved it. I knew what I was up against. I knew. No, it's gonna be definitely great, and Matt's. It's awesome that he's giving this an opportunity to do that. Like Nick said, First Aspire podcast. Well, I mean, it's associated with it. Yeah, absolutely. What if Verge was just like, I hate that
fired.
idea? Bobby would probably clip it too. Like, yes, Bobby's on a clipping spree right now, so he would probably clip that one too. So I had to be mindful of that. He let it slip with that one and the one that he put into the group chat too already that I saw. So see, I'm vigilant. I'm vigilant.
Did I miss something? Did I miss something?
That out after the game. After the
game.
Podcast. Sorry.
We having a stroke?
Yeah. I think I've had a couple in my lifetime, honestly, sir. But no, it's going to be great to get like more of the team, more people involved with it, and seeing what ideas Sam has and stuff like that.
That's good.
He obviously just saw.
That's good, Bobby. I like it.
And I didn't say anything earlier. I saw it and I laughed, but. But nah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. A lot of good things, going on. Hopefully next week we have another announcement that we can make with something that we're going to be doing in May. Just to not us, the team. Like we can.
Yes, Bobby. Wait. Did we get Justin Timberlake?
We did.
Fuck yes. It's gonna be May.
I'm trying to line up The Rock for the next show after that.
Sick.
See, he's going to be running for president.
I'm like low key. If you just brought a fucking rock and set it on the desk next to you with a camera, that would probably make me the happiest person alive. Like I would die. I'd just be like, all right, podcast over. I can't beat that.
Giving away all the secrets right now of what we're doing. Our special guest tonight, The Rock.
The Rock. It's just a rock labeled The Rock.
Dude, that would be awesome. Like you do play up music and stuff like that, and be like, "Yeah, we got the freaking Rock," and then I just turn the camera on and it's The Rock.
Hold on, I got ideas for it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good, excellent.
So yeah, there you go, guys. We got a lot of ideas. Clearly, a lot of great ideas. Yes. And we're excited. Like I said, this podcast has been, a dream of mine for a long time of having a podcast, and we finally got it together. And I'm ready to not only, have this opportunity with me and Verge, but have it with the rest of the Aspire family. I think it's gonna be great, man. I really do. Can't wait for everybody to share it with us. Can't wait for everybody to, experience everything and share their ideas. So I'm excited. I'm excited that my baby is growing, and it's.
You look like a proud papa right now.
I'm so proud.
Hey, actually, in all honesty, just before we call it quits, when was the first one that we did?
It was in May sometime.
May sometime, right? Okay, so we're coming up on a year.
We're coming up on a year. Yep.
I mean,
it's literally my podcast, Floobs. You can't replace me. What?
We should have a birthday celebration.
For the podcast.
Yes, you wear your birthday suit.
I'm not trying to get banned.
Good call. I think we want to keep viewers.
Wait, what?
What?
You saying that my birthday suit wouldn't keep viewers? Have you seen this without any clothes on? No, you have not. It's
So,
a fucking masterpiece.
No, we have to figure out when the birthday celebration is. We can have The Rock on for our birthday celebration.
We can, yeah. Let's talk to him. Let's talk to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'll talk.
Can you give me the finger right now?
I'll talk. No, I was
on purpose.
Oh no, I was scratching my eye. There's something under my eye. Like literally, I was.
No, it's good. So
deal. Nice.
That's not a tangent anyway.
Sure,
by that,
no,
we were just making an announcement and
we're
enjoying and having
right.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. Not a tangent.
Enjoying everything with that. So,
anyways, here we are.
Oh, Q&A time with chat real quick. Do you got another couple minutes?
Yeah, let's go. Okay.
We promised them we'd do this. Chat questions and answers for you guys right now. One at a time. Don't get all crazy. One at a time. Ask away. You have a chance to ask Sam anything relevant to tonight's topics that we talked about, or any foreseeable topics that we may. Just you. Yes, I'm just what, my hair?
No, not me. Look at this.
Dude, I'm in desperate need for a haircut. So,
what is
what's
this
your
little
take
hoop I
on
got going on?
NFTs? What NFT? What's
NFTs? Not fucking tickles.
You're talking to an old man that does not know acronyms very well. That deals with acronyms every day at work.
God damn it! Somebody ban Crush, please. Fucking Christ with this question again.
No, we already questioned that.
Yeah, didn't we? No, we actually didn't. We Googled it.
Time, yes.
Yeah, we did. We Googled it last time.
From ever being asked again, Crush. But we'll keep answering it.
It's a basket.
Non-fungible.
Tabasco.
But did you go through the Mortal Kombat sequel? Yeah. Me and Sam had differing opinions on. We had different opinions on that. Just me, I enjoyed the movie, but Sam really enjoyed the movie. I was expecting a little bit more out of it, and we kind of talked. And I think like the trailer got me. I was expecting something a little bit different than what I saw, but it was overall a good movie. It was a good movie. Yes.
Great.
So questions. We'll give it about 3 more minutes for questions, and then we're done. So feel free.
Non-fungible tokens.
I don't know.
So like Bitcoin and stuff. Is that? I'm assuming that's what that means.
Bitcoin. Did you see? My brother-in-law sent me something today. There was an NFL player that had some sort of contract. There was something in his contract.
I think they do, Nick. I think they do.
Hold on, let me find it. It's back here because they all went on a freaking shit show about this earlier. Kansas City's Chiefs Sean Culkin becomes first NFL player to convert entire salary to Bitcoin.
I don't look. I'm going to be honest. I don't know enough about them, Bobby, to give you an opinion. If they work out for people, cool. If they don't, okay. I don't know enough about them. I haven't done my research on them. I don't plan on like investing in them unless I'm told that, I need to. Floobs' first question.
Hold on, no, Nick asked a question first about I think we were still talking Mortal Kombat, and we talked about this too. Do you think they're going to make a sequel? Yes, we both believe there's going to be a sequel to Mortal Kombat.
100%.
What did Flop say? Do you think?
So no. Floobs, we never answered Floobs' very first question.
Oh, where's it at?
Up top it says, "What made you think to start the podcast?" I know it's not about tonight, but still, man. Honestly, I just like talking about shit. I really do. I don't like think I know everything, but I like to pretend to. So I like giving my opinions, but I also like having intelligent conversations with people, right? Like not arguments about things. Like not arguing, like having intelligent opinions. Like tonight, when me and Verge were talking about Mortal Kombat, like. He had an opinion, which was wrong, and I had an opinion,
which was wrong,
which was right. So,
which was wrong.
No, but I honestly do. I like if I find something that like I enjoy, I look into every aspect of it. I'm one of I'm one of those guys. I don't like knowing how things don't work. So I'm always trying to find an answer of why things work and why things are the way that they are. Whether it's a fucking movie, a book, how to hang a fucking shelf, you know, how to build a PC. That's just how I've always been. So, it just, you know, it dawned on me, like, you know, I have these conversations with people off stream or on my own stream, personal stream all the time. Why not start a podcast? So here we are.
Yes, I think the Bills do have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
Do you think my 100%, 100%. If they build,
what they showed last year.
Yeah, if they build on what they showed last year, hell yes.
Yep.
Bill, honestly, I was thinking the Bills were going all the way there for a minute. I honestly thought
we talked about that. I think, right? Didn't we talk about that one day about the AFC Championship game? We thought the Bills were gonna if they came out a certain way and Kansas City came out slow, that the Bills were gonna take it from.
Yeah, I really did.
Kansas City.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean,
yikes.
That was it. Bobby wants to know why the way you are the way you are.
Why are you the way you are? I don't know. I try not to. That's about the only thing I don't try and I don't go there. There's a lot of shit.
No, last year wasn't a fluke for them. No, they actually have a good thing going there now. Like, we'll see what the draft does and stuff like that. Oh, it's the NFL draft this week.
Yeah, Thursday is the NFL draft.
Yay. We can have a recap of it next week. I'm not overly thrilled.
Yeah, man. What else we got?
Anybody else have a question? One more question for tonight.
It was a fluke.
It wasn't a fluke.
So the way an NFT works is niche. I have no idea. Yeah, I've got nothing.
My brain is mush.
That's way over my head.
Okay, this is
again. Y'all are talking about shit that I have absolutely no.
It's 10 o'clock at night. My brain is, you know, I mean, it takes a lot to freaking talk for Sam with 2 hours. See, I can't even talk right now. Like, gosh, love him now.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. I totally believe, dude. There's scams all over the place. Like, I get like 5-6 emails, texts, and phone calls every day. Like,
yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
Listen, if it has nothing to do with my friends and somebody that I can, you know, have,
I can honestly say that's one of those things I don't care about. Like, if it affected me at all, maybe I'd look into it, but it doesn't, and I don't care enough to look into it. That just seems way too much.
Not knowing about things, like not having good, you know, very uneasy things like so. But
anyways, is that all the actual questions we have left, guys?
I think that's I say we can wrap it up. If you're ready to wrap it up, I'm good.
Make an NFT of the NFT. God damn it.
We could. Yeah. You're gonna make an NFT of me and Sam's beautiful faces. Thanks. We want to make sure we have all royalties.
All royalties.
Silly slaps.
All royalties. Anyways, yeah. I think if nobody's got any great shoe, guys. I'm not wearing any shoes right now, actually.
Me either.
You gonna see some feet? They're dirty. There you go. We're probably about to get banned for that. Anyways.
No, you're
sorry
fine.
for my typo. I'm not. I'm glad I got to show my feet off. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It was a great episode like usual. We love you guys. Like I said, there's a hot tub stream when me and Verge can actually get together.
When we get together, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, we actually have. We've already talked about it. So
like literally, when I go to Austin, like, because I'm gonna make a trip down to Austin, like we're gonna do a hot tub stream.
Yeah, we're gonna find a hot tub and we'll do a stream for you guys.
With the I just lost my shit. Sorry.
With the what?
With the rock. We'll just have the rock in between us.
It's a rock in a fucking hot tub.
That's why I couldn't say it. Straight lost.
Dude. Okay. All right. Full lost it there. All right, guys, we gotta go. We're losing it.
Tangent count after that right there, 4 for the night.
Fucking rocking. Ooh, oh man. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight. Like we said, Aspire, podcast stuff. Dude, I can't even talk anymore. The mashup brought to you by Aspire Gaming. I mean, that's where we're at. It's gonna be a great opportunity. I can't wait to start fueling out some of these ideas, and I can't wait for you guys to get to share these awesome podcast moments with us. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Love you guys. All the love is so much appreciated. And as always, y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're from. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.